I'm off to visit Professor Jeffrey Sachs, who's the foremost economist in this whole area of aid. And he's an aid optimist. He believes that we can actually end extreme poverty by 2025. Jeffrey Sachs was the leader of the UN Millennium Development Goals project, in which 189 UN member states, including Ireland, agreed to try and significantly reduce world poverty by 2015. He believes that there is a need for a huge increase in international development aid budgets if we are to reach these goals. Jeffrey, you've been working over many years now, studying and analysing and advising leaders about economic development and poverty reduction. What's your basic philosophy?
Well, that problems are solvable and that it makes no sense for any part of the world to be in extreme poverty in the 21st century. It's absurd.
So you believe that within our lifetime, that those people living in extreme poverty can be assisted to get on the first rung of the ladder?
Well, I've said that by the year 2025, we could end extreme poverty on the planet, and I'd like to hold to that timetable. If we don't make it, it's only because we've wasted time, their time and our time.
Many people say that Africa is beyond redemption. They've too many problems. How is it that some countries thrive economically and socially and other places just fail to thrive?
Well, places that are lucky in where they are on a great sea lane like Singapore, linking trade of Asia and Europe, have a big advantage. Places that have plenty of water are better than places like Somalia or Darfur, Sudan, or Chad, which suffer from massive droughts and hunger. Geography plays a huge role. Africa's burdened by a measure of disease unlike any place else on the planet. Some places had colonial rule, which left them more roads, more power, more schools, better ports, more rail. Africa was left with almost nothing.
Many people blame corruption as one of the causes that Africa is not thriving. What would you say to that?
The main thing I say to people that worry about the corruption is, yeah, you're right. So make sure that we're not doing dumb things with our money. Be practical. In projects that I lead, we get out tens of thousands of bags of fertilizer to farmers. We don't hand out checks. We help them to be productive farmers. We help clinics to have the medicines that they need. We help people to have bed nets. It's not handing over money. It's not trusting anybody, by the way. It's not a matter of trust, and it's not a matter of who's evil and who isn't evil and who's corrupt and who isn't corrupt. These are just the wrong categories. The right categories to think about are doing practical things that can help impoverished people get a foothold in the world we live in. And I think there's a lot of confusion about that because people think it is just, money handed over. Well, maybe that's what George Bush does with his friends in the war on terror, but that's not the kind of development aid I'm talking about.